everybody, it's Alexia from amysticspath, back with another weekly energy video for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Now, this weekly energy video is for May 31st / June 1st, 2021. And we had a lot of stuff go on that was kind of chaotic last week. Excuse me. Whether you felt the energy, the chaotic energy yourself, or you kind of seen it in your atmosphere going on. There was a lot of chaotic energy that we kind of got put into. And this is because of the fact that Saturn was already retrograde, Mercury went retrograde, and we had a total lunar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius. All right. So I kind of want to see what is the energy that we will be feeling down here on Earth, and how do we need to work with this energy for our best benefit. So what is the energy that we will be feeling this week down here on Earth? So we have, first off, House 8 and Pluto, which are both ruled by Pluto, Air, and Cardinal. So I feel like we're really, really looking at transformation and taking action on this. Now, with this Air card, I feel like there is action being taken, one, in the mental state. Some people may be working on their mental state at this time, as well as working and transforming some of the thoughts, ideas, and visions that you have had. There is great transformation work this week. I feel like it's almost putting things into a pressure cooker to develop. That there's real root work that is done here, whether that is like working on the root of a situation, the root of a project, building it up, or literally doing root work, is definitely present and within the mix this week. Okay. Now, we have Time Machine, Smoke and Mirrors, Birds of a Feather, and Let It Go. So I also see that there is a big transformation, especially when we're talking about the mental state here and transforming the mental state. I see within Smoke and Mirrors and Letting It Go that there is some chaos that you're kind of trying to shed and let go from your mental state and trying to push out of the way, as well as distractions that are keeping you from what it is that you're trying to build up, the community that you're trying to build up, the community that you're trying to represent, and what type of community that you're trying to be involved in. And it's really like, when I see this Time Machine card, it's kind of this energy of reconstructing and manifesting within throughout all space and time. Not like time, oh, it's 12 o'clock noon, but manifesting throughout all space and time, whether this is reconstruction to the mental state or reconstructing what is going on, and centering yourself within your atmosphere and making sure that you're not getting pulled into chaos, and that you're focusing within the community that you actually want to surround yourself with, that might not necessarily be the community that you're in, and understands that it's building up a community that you want to be in, not just falling into or settling for anything that is in front of you, because what is in front of you may not be healthy, it may not be toxic, or it may be toxic, it may be not good for your mental state, your soul, your even your physical body. All right, we have the Sun card, the King of Wands, and the Nine of Wands, which is saying very determined. When we're looking at this Nine of Wands, he's looking in the back. He sees commotion in the background, but he's very focused on what it is that he has to do. Very, very intensely focused. There's no way that you could come and sabotage his focus because he has a job to do and he's looking for a set thing, a set opening, a set change before he gets up and does what he has to do. So whatever is going on in the background, even if it might seem fun and exciting and not necessarily bad and chaotic, focus needs to be had. Whether it is of whether the focus needs to come from because there's chaos, because there's just like crazy energy, or there's energy because there is the need to or the want to kind of celebrate and have fun. The energy of staying focused on what it is that you want to transform and working on that and keeping that in the forefront, because we don't want to get distracted by stuff that isn't really important at this time. These cards are flying out all over today, and we have the unmarked trail revolution of really going down your own path and where it is that you feel pulled and guided to, and that has nothing to do with anybody else. We have the card jeweled web connectivity, which is speaking of excuse me, the map and path that you need to be on in the cosmic flow, divine feminine, of where you need to be flowing, where you need to be going, and where you need to be moving. And that doesn't necessarily mean that somebody else might be on this path. No, because this is the path that you need to be on. And that doesn't mean that you're doing something completely different necessarily. That means that you are doing something where other people might be on the main path. You are over trying to make a new section. You're trying to make a new environment. You're trying to make a new... Sorry, these cards are flying all over the place. You're trying to make a new environment. You're trying to make a new, almost, community, a new place for yourself, where other people might be existing in things that have already been made for them or that they've already created. You're creating something for yourself. So this unmarked trail revolution or revelation is you moving to a separate place, maybe even not far off from the rest of everybody else, and focusing. It's this time where you're going into a darkened place, I feel like. And we're focusing on moving forward, staying balanced, full steam ahead, focusing on the vision and not focusing on, what would be fun or what is pulling you in an emotional level, but what is really needing to happen on a logical, idealistic level for you to create, to pull in, to do, to achieve, and to work, to have things that are circulating better for you, whether that's your mental health or your environment, and your environment stems from your mental health, and vice versa. Your environment plays so much on your mental health, and right now I'm really getting a big pull and a big focus on one's environment and what type of energy that they're in, and focusing on clearing that out. It starts with clearing out your energy and focusing on what it is that you need to focus on. Get rid of the chaotic energy that's in your environment as well. Even if it's not coming from other people, it might be coming from, yourself. So whatever that is, clean up the chaotic energy that is... Oh, I had a notification come through on my phone. Sorry about that, guys. Balance out the chaotic energy that's in front of you, whether it's coming from somewhere else or if it's coming from yourself, because this is causing anxiety and frustration. And we really need to focus on where that's coming from, what it's actually stemming from, and looking at that and deciding to work past that. So for the people that need to kind of unpack their own situations, unpack their own environments, and unpack their own mental states, really focus on balancing that out and not getting sucked into the chaos of what is around you, because your actual environment may be chaotic. Focus on rearranging that and really unpacking that, because that will help you greatly upon moving forward on what it is that you're trying to pull into your life. Whether, again, you guys, this isn't always a big vision, but for some of my people, it is a big vision. And for some of my people, it's just working in what it is that you're trying to achieve in your day-to-day lives, as well as a lot of people are being called to reconstruct the mental state and work on this and take action on what's coming up in the mental state, whether it be projects or whether it be things that need to be transformed and let go of. Because why? We're in Mercury retrograde, and that's what this time rules, is reflecting and going back. And we don't always like to do that, but there is some things that need to be let go of that may be on overflow, right? There may be on overflow, might be overwhelming, might be emotional. All right, so we're working on the mental state. And for those of you that don't feel as though that you're having things come up, maybe you've done the work, we're working on, and sometimes and for some people it's a combination of both, of working on what it is that you're trying, like this vision that you have of what it is that you're really trying to actually construct and mold and put into creation. All right, and taking action on these things. We have the King of Wands, which is very passionate, very resilient, not about to play with your BS. You're not about to get in his way. You're not about to distract him. The King of Swords, you're not about to distract him with your BS. He doesn't care about your emotional whatever that is going on, because he's got stuff to do. He's not going to be distracted. Neither of these kings are going to be persuaded and distracted by anything that is exterior that's going on with them. If it doesn't have to deal with their specific person and what it is that is in front of them, or like their, like something that's important to them that has to come up, then maybe they'll change their shift, they'll change their sight. But we don't see the King of Cups here. We're not getting emotionally involved in stuff that we can't control and that we don't have anything to do with, or that we are letting go of. All right, so make sure that you are really focusing on what it is that your energy is like. Don't get persuaded and don't get pushed into anxiety or the overwhelmingness of thoughts that you're trying to push away. All right, now I hope that this reading has been very, very helpful for everybody, and that you can navigate through this week and stay balanced. Really focus on what's in front of you. Again, I've been saying this for a couple weeks. Their chaos does not have to be your chaos. All right, so make sure that you're just focusing on you. Don't get into the smoke and mirrors. And even if you feel like you're put in a place that doesn't make sense for where it is that you're trying to go, know everything that is connected, and you will arrive exactly where you need to at exactly the time that you need to. All right, now I hope that this has been helpful for everybody and that everybody has a great day.